We begin part 2 of our senior awards night with awards from the Wakefield High School English Department. And here making the initial presentations, a member of the Wakefield High School English Department, Mr. Ron Cromwell. Mr. Cromwell.
Each year, the English Department of Wakefield High School awards students for achievement in English. These awards are given for overall performance and quality in all aspects of the academics covered in our English classes. This year, we recognize this achievement in the following students and congratulate them and hope that they will continue with their success. They are Maureen Farinado, Paula Silva, Teresa Brown, Deneen Chico, and Beth Simpson. Thank you very much. Chico. Our next presenter will be Barry Fitzgerald, also from the English Department. Thank you.
The Improvement Award is given to those individuals who have shown marked and significant improvement in the study of English language and literature during their 4 years at Wakefield High School. Recipients of this award should demonstrate improved skills in many areas, including organization, study skills, motivation, and class participation. The recipients of this award have demonstrated these skills and more. The members of the English Department would like to recognize these 5 individuals for their accomplishments and wish them future success as lifelong learners. Could the following please step forward? Eugene Doucette, Kim Leahy, Rita Angem, Christine Smith, and Jason out of New York. The next presenter from the English Department will be Miss Diane Lynn.
When personal computers and word processors became commonplace, some people said, oh good, we don't have to write anymore, but that really hasn't turned out to be true. I think with the advent of that kind of technology now, everybody has to write more. Some people have to write faster, and everybody has to write better than ever before. We have many students in the class of 1995 who are good writers, and some are excellent writers. Some will be honored at graduation, and some tonight. The students who are going to be honored tonight have written all kinds of things during their years at Wakefield High School. They have written essays and senior profiles and poetry and prose and newspaper articles. They have wrestled with ideas on their computers, and they have won. So we are very proud of these 5 students, and I ask you to hold your applause until the end, and then let's give them a good round of applause for their writing skills. Lauren Anderson, Stephanie Began, Adam Chapman, Hallie Coughlin, Daniel Spur. When you get your graduation program on Sunday, you'll see the work of Dan Spur. He is the graduation poet, the official graduation poet. Warrior Times, which is our school newspaper, is 3 years old, and we're very proud of it. For the last 2 years, we have had 2 young women at the helm who have been creative, innovative, demanding, always there, ready to even answer phone calls at 10:30 and 11 o'clock at night when the layout was being done. I have come to depend on them a great deal, and I will certainly miss them next year, although I'm delighted with our new editors coming up. So tonight I would like to say a last thank you to the excellent, excellent editors of Warrior Times, Michelle Carlucci and Kathy Turco. And the next presenter will be Mrs. Walsh from the Math Department.
The Boston section of the Society of Women Engineers annually presents certificates of merit to 3 young women who have achieved achievement in both science and mathematics. They come in 3 categories. Highest honor goes to Paula Silva. High honor, Kim Wasserberg. And for honor, Amy Walls. Each year we present to the student who has excelled in advanced placement calculus BC. This year the recipient, B.J. Cherry. Now Mrs. Garrity.
The L'Hopital Mathematics Award is given to the highest-ranking student in the Advanced Placement Calculus class, AB. This year's recipient excels both academically and athletically. In fact, this past weekend she became the state Class B champion in the mile. It is my pleasure to present the L'Hopital Mathematics Award to Ms. Leslie Moser.
The Descartes Award is given to the highest student in calculus, CP, college preparatory. This year, the award goes to a student that has received an A in all 4 terms, an A in both the final and the mid-year exam. Keep picking. This evening, I also have the pleasure to present some math team awards. First of all, to the 3 tri-captains, we'll get them up in a minute. These 3 were recruited for the math team early in their student life at Wakefield High School. Wei Lun Feng transferred into my geometry class as a freshman from his homeland of China. I worked on him as a math team member for all of the year. He finally relented and said he was going to be a team member. He said he would make the last meet. He missed it by a week. I got him the next year. Charlie Anderson and Danny Spur were also in the class, and I worked on them during that year, and they kept on refusing to be on the math team. In the sophomore year, the team was preparing for their first meet of the year, and as we were leaving on the bus, we were short a couple of members. Danny and Charlie were sitting on the bench outside the cafeteria, and I told them they had nothing to do for the afternoon. They were waiting for band practice, and they couldn't come up with an excuse fast enough. We drafted them, took them to the meet, and I believe Danny or Charlie was the high scorer for the meet that year. They hardly missed, those three, hardly missed a meet for the next 3 years, and have shared high-scoring honors amongst themselves. Before I go, I have to read, or before I present the awards, I must read the problem from one of the meets, which was sparked interest and curiosity amongst all three. It goes like this. A quart of milk can fill 3 large tumblers, 4 or 5 small tumblers. How many small tumblers or fractions of small tumblers can be filled with 1 large tumbler? The questions we got after the meet were, what's a tumbler? The other question that we had was, how thick is the plastic, and does one fit inside the other? I told them that wasn't quite what they had in mind. By the way, the answer is 5/3, and it is a ratio. We'll work on that next week. But I present to you now the tri-captains of the 1994-1995 math team, Charlie Anderson, Wei Lun Feng, and Danny Spur. And now Mrs. Walsh again.
It is my great pleasure now to present these Achievement in Math Awards to those students who have maintained a B or better. In some cases that's difficult to do for 4 years at Wakefield High School. When I call your name, please come up. Charles Anderson, Lauren Anderson, Janine Angelo, Melissa Bisso, Brian Burns, Michelle Carlucci, Gina. Oh, I've never had Gina. Now how do we say that? Sinigliaro, thank you. BJ Cherian, Christine Cox, James Delory, Aaron Egan, Jamie Ainge, Waylon Fung, Terry Broughton, Bill Haggerty, Reggie Hobbs, Michelle McCarver, Leslie Moshe, Tara Moshe, Jessica Salerno, Tim Shea, Michael Shiner, Paula Silva, Beth Simpson, Caitlin Scully, Amy Wallace, Sarah White, and Bob Winters. guess we have more. Daniel Spur, Danielle Emery, Julie Edwards, Laura Hurton, Julie Laidlaw, Kim Wasserwell, Keith Hickey, Kathy Turco, Dax Starella, Andrea Peabody, Stephanie Began, Andrea Botticelli, and Mary Dutton. Hilton Hall.
Thank you for coming here tonight to help us honor our students. The Massachusetts Foreign Language Association Awards for Excellence go to, for Latin, Roisin Cox, for French, Janine Angelo, and Spanish, Matt Sullivan. Bien hecho, hombre.
Gracias.
The Massachusetts Foreign Language Association Award for Leadership is awarded to Stephanie Began. National Latin Honor Society Award, Roisin Cox and Shauna Doherty. Awards for the National Latin Exam, Magna Cum Laude, Latin 2, Shauna Doherty, Latin 3, Roisin Cox and Eleanor Sawyer. The next presenter is Mr. Ron Chibaro. On behalf of Ms. Smith and myself, I'm proud to announce the following recipients in the fields of music and theater. For jazz band, Mr. Adam Chapman. For band, Ms. Jennifer Sheridan. For orchestra, Ms. Maria Muti. And for chorus, Ms. Melissa Biso.
And in theater, for performance, Mr. Adam Chapman, Miss Rebecca Woods. For production, Mr. Charles Anderson. For production and performance, Miss Sarah Dwyer Heidkamp. And lastly, but certainly not least, is the award for excellence in both theater and in music. The Dr. Stephen F. Mayo Award this year is given to Mr. James Delory. Our next presenter is Mr. Hilton Hall with the certificate or an award for art.
The Rhode Island School of Design Art Award is presented to Ms. Corey Duran. The next presenter is Ms. Nancy Minichiello.
Each year, the Guidance Department recognizes a graduate who has overcome a great personal challenge in order to earn a diploma. The recipient is a person who is so deeply committed to education that she is determined despite any obstacle to achieve. This woman has won the respect of both faculty and students. The award for personal achievement this year goes to Maureen Farinato. Each year, the Guidance Department recognizes the student whose unselfish contribution to the school community and hard work make it a better place for all of us. This year, the award goes to Anthony Nasiello. Our next presenter is Mrs. Bowden.
Thank you all for coming tonight. We have a lot of nice presents to give out and certificates to young men and women that have achieved very high averages in all of the subject areas in the business department. The first one is a group of young people who have been studying accounting, CP, college accounting. They all have A averages for the whole year, and I'd like to present Corey Vasilinsky, Kim Leahy, Tracy Sergi, and Caitlin Scully. Please come forward. This year, we had 4 young women who were the banking officers. They met every E-block and tried to balance accounts. They also worked at the Savings Bank in Wakefield last August to prepare and be trained to be an officer at our school bank, which, by the way, is the very first one in the United States when it was started in the early 1980s. It has since been copied all over the United States. Please welcome Stephanie Layton, Becky McLean, Erin Wilkinson, and Emily Wordley. Computer applications is a very challenging course at the high school, and it attracts usually juniors and seniors. There are lots of different rotations that go on, and these kids have really mastered the art of using the computer. Would the following students please come forward to be recognized for excellence in computer apps? Charlie Anderson, Shannon Campbell, Julie Edwards, and Jamie McLaughlin. The following young women have excelled in the field of fashion merchandising, receiving nothing lower than an A- average. Rita Angem, Janine Brown, Teresa Brown, Shannon Campbell, Debbie Delcourt, Maureen Farinato, and Shannon Tierney. The next course actually should be called Principles of Business Administration, and this has 4 different rotations in it during the course of the year, one different one for each term. 2 young women have excelled in this particular course with Mrs. Buckley. One is Marcel Giroux, and the second one is Emily Worthley. One of the most essential courses in computers is the very first one that kids ever take, some beginning in the junior high school, and it's called keyboarding. We had 3 seniors who excelled in it this year. First one is Carrie Ailes, second one is Beth Crowley, and James Johnson. Welcome them too. There are 3 levels of marketing education at Wakefield High School, Marketing Ed 1, 2, and 3. The following students had high averages in each one of these categories. Marketing Education 1, Kim Leahy. Marketing Education 2, James D'Ambrosio and Jessica Furrier. In Marketing Education 3, Julie Davenport, Anthony Inserto, and Jennifer Ramarki. Personal keyboarding, it meets for only a half a year at the high school, and it usually attracts young people who are not able to fit in a full year of keyboarding into their curriculum choices. This year we have 2 seniors who did outstanding work in personal keyboarding. First one is Andrea Botticelli, and the second one is James D'Ambrosio. Mrs. Guidi holds a class which is called Pre-Accounting, and we had 3 students who excelled in this particular subject area this year, all seniors: Katie Balicki, Liana Queso, and Chrissy Smith. Please come forward. Word Processing 1 had 2 outstanding seniors in it this year. One is Colleen Kavanaugh, and the second one is Stephanie Layton. Students excelled in word processing 2. The first name I'm going to read, those of you who have gotten your yearbook and enjoyed it can thank this young lady for all the hard work that she put in, along with one other person. Jennifer Macrina, Andrea Russo, who helped a great deal also, and Christine Walsh. Please come forward. We have 2 seniors who spent a great deal of time really mastering the computer. They have taken Word Processing 1, Word Processing 2. They're now enrolled in Word Processing 3 and do an outstanding job. They're always helpful for people that need to call on them with their particular skills, and they've given a great deal to your class and to the faculty. Rita Angem and Christy Doucette. We had the pleasure last Thursday night, right? Is that when you had class night? Okay, of handing out the yearbook to you. The yearbook at Wakefield High School is called The Oracle, and we were very fortunate to have it arrive around 12:30 on that day so that you could enjoy it during class night and have all your friends sign it. There are a number of people who are responsible for the quality job that was done this year. One in particular stands out that I would like to recognize because she has an outstanding ability to pull things together, is very mature, very organized, and has a terrific sense of responsibility. I'd like you all to thank Jessica Salerno for your book this year. The other half of the yearbook presentation goes to the three people who have been so helpful to us during the entire year. Their job began last September, and they have been working very, very hard on the video yearbook. Their job isn't finished yet, and it's not going to stop until the day that you actually graduate. So they can get all the best shots, put them together, make sure that everything is edited correctly, there are voiceovers, the music is fine, and so forth. I would like you to recognize three other classmates who have given an enormous amount of time since last September: Greg Del Rossi, Bob Dumont, and Megan McCory. Please come forward. Thank you very much. Our next presenter is Miss Jude Daly.
Finally. I don't know why they put me on last. I mean, it was in television, the very first formal education everybody in this room ever had. The awards that I'm to give out tonight are given out in recognition of a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of teamwork, a lot of production. Some of the production that's being done tonight you will get to see when we recover from the lightning strike and Channel 15 goes back up. This show will be cablecast over and over, and you will have to watch it in its entirety. There will be a test just before graduation. I know you'll enjoy that. These awards are chosen by, they're given out to people who were chosen by their peers. They were voted on by fellow students according to how much work they put in, what their outcome is, their efforts in helping each other, teamwork, how much money they can pay for votes from other people. The awards are being given to Jason out of New York, Greg Del Rossi, Robert Dumont, and Chris Rosicchia, who is visiting us from the Sunoco station, I believe. And in fact, he is. Chris has to rush back to work to pay off all those votes he bought. The next presenter is Miss Susie McDonough.
Service to others. This award recognizes dedication and service to those in need in Wakefield, Greater Boston area, and the world. Because of their exemplary leadership in the Social Awareness Club and in Amnesty International, Mrs. Porter and I would like to honor tonight the co-presidents of the Social Awareness Club and also Amnesty International members Mary DeTono and Laurie Sacco. And also the president of Amnesty International and also a Social Awareness Club member, Jessica Solano. At this time, Mrs. Porter and I would like to thank the students, the administrators, the faculty, the staff members, and parents who have helped over the years to serve meals, donate food, transport students to my brother's table. Without all of you, we could never have done as much as we have done.
Those of you that have been involved in some of the social service activities over the past 4 years have done a great deal of service to the community at large. We've figured out that we've collected hundreds of toys at Christmas and hundreds of stockings for needy children. We've worked with the Red Cross, we've fasted for Oxfam. We've collected thousands of articles of clothing for the Pine Street Inn and St. Francis Day Care Shelter. We've raised money for organ donation in the Pine Street Inn, among other groups, including the Salvation Army. You've walked over 200 miles. You've cooked and served over 4,000 people at my brother's table over the last 4 years, and you've helped serve over 10,000 meals to needy people.
Two gentlemen who we would like to recognize who have helped out at my brother's table, oftentimes in times when we really needed them, and we had to call on them at the last minute. They are our unsung heroes for tonight, Ryan McGovern and Robert McDonald.
Good evening. The Peer Leadership Award goes to a young lady planning to attend Stonehill College. She was an important part in this year's prom safety campaign. It's my pleasure to present this year's award to Andrea Botticelli. Final presenter this evening is Mr. Ron Straminsky.
And finally, the Principal's Leadership Award is made each year to a member of the senior class who has shown true grit in and about the school and about the community. I've chosen this young lady to receive this award because she was a real challenge this year. She was elected by the students to represent the students, and in my mind did an outstanding job. We can look for big things from this young lady in the future in the realm of leadership. Tonight, the Principal's Leadership Award to Emily Shea. This year, for the first time, there will be 3 student speakers at graduation. This year, the class essayist has been added to the student speakers. The class essayist, as determined by the class officers, was to be elected by the members of the faculty of the high school. This year, that honor goes to Maria Muti. Maria? I know we're all looking forward to Sunday. We're all looking forward to outstanding weather. And on Sunday, the featured speakers on the graduation program will be the top 2 students in this graduating class. 216 members of the class of 1995 will receive diplomas on Sunday. And those 2 top students, academically over the 4 years, called the salutatorian and valedictorian, will be delivering addresses to all of us. At this time, we'd like to recognize the top 2 members of the class for the first time publicly. Salutatorian Michelle Carlucci, please come forward. This year, for the first time, and hopefully for the first time in many years, the salutatorian will wear this medal called the Salutatorian engraved Michelle Carlucci, WHS Salutatorian 1995. And the #1 student in the class of 1995 over the last 4 years, a top scholar, one of the first students I had the pleasure of meeting upon my arrival here in the town of Wakefield. How about a large applause for the #1 member of the class of 1995, the valedictorian, you guessed it, Miss Turco. Come on up. Catherine Turco, valedictorian WHS, 1995. Congratulations. At the very beginning of tonight's program, I said that none of this would be possible without the support of family. There are 2 people in this audience tonight that I think are highly deserving of all of our thanks. As principal of the high school, I don't know what I would have done without them. Just this past week, for the first time also, the seniors, class of 95, had their first all-night celebration following class night, and it was a success because of some hard-working people, some hard-working parents who are only going to be represented tonight in this award by the co-presidents of the PTSA. We want to extend our gratitude as a faculty, as a student body, to Mrs. Anderson and Mrs. McCarthy. So we go, this is a surprise. Alana Anderson and Nancy McCarthy, come on down. some nice things come to parents too. In appreciation of Alana Anderson's PTSA presidency, Wakefield Memorial High School, this 30th day of May, 1995. Nancy McCarthy, PTSA presidency, Wakefield Memorial High School, this 30th day of May, 1995. Ladies, thank you very much for your dedication and your hard work. Couldn't do it without you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. I promised you a wonderful evening. It has been a wonderful evening. We'll see you at Colonel Landrigan Field, 2 p.m. on Sunday. God bless you.